Hello. It has been 8 years since I recorded those videos where I just simply took the action camera. I used my motorcycle helmet, placed it down, put the microphone on my shirt, and just no preparation, no, not even mental preparation, not lining things up, not telling a story, not going by a script. I just simply sat down, hit record, and just began from the earliest parts of my life onward. I made, I think it's like 7 or 8 are going from my earliest life all the way up until the present 8 years ago. And then I think there's like 6 that are present things 8 years ago. And there was no format. It was just, you know, sit down and talk, which I said on there. I literally just tested real quick, but I have not watched a single one of them back in 8 years. And I just put them online and they've been just sitting there on the shelf collecting dust. Since then, first, as bad as things get throughout all this into the current situation 8 years ago, the worst hasn't even started yet. Like, well, no, half of the worst started. So I wasn't even in my worst state, which is, looking back, not good. Since then, since January of 2025, I am no longer suffocating internally in the weight of suffering and negativity and all that. Basically, something happened a year and a half ago. Not no supernatural event, none of that. I don't know what it was. I'm not going to sit here and explain it because that's not the point of this video, but I am watching this for the first time in basically the opposite primary mindset or outlook. Back then I was more consumed in suffering and negativity for every reason. Whereas now, I mean, still got the same problems, still got more of them, but I'm no longer suffering under the weight of them all. It's hard to put, but It's the first time watching this. We're different. It's hard to point out. It's like a further understanding, further growth internally, and everything else. Where now it's information. The weight isn't there unless I go back and relive it and allow the weight to influence me, which I'm sure it will. Again, I'm expressing from my being, not for anyone else, not performing, not reading off a script, even though I'm not looking at the camera. I'm literally just looking down. It's my mouse pad mat. I'm not here. I'm in here right now. So my eyes, I'm just, again, not performing. I'm not saying anything, dictating for anyone else, to anyone else. I'm just expressing from me, and that's it. Which actually is exactly what I did there 8 years ago. There's a lot to say on basically, again, how much has changed in 8 years. And again, I didn't watch this once. And now, most of all, I am not watching this to see, oh, look at me, look at how is this way or that. No, I'm not doing that. I have not watched this yet. This is going to be me watching something that is new to me, because again, I don't remember everything I did in these videos, said and everything. So it's going to be all fresh, yet relived internally. And just, I don't know, just like I said, I've never watched it. I'm just going to observe myself from 8 years ago without remembering generally everything I've said. I've only ever had these analyzed. I've never watched them over once, even though I uploaded them. And I'm just going to observe me from 8 years ago, not me performing, none of that. And I'm just going to record it the same way I did there. Whatever comes out, whatever I dig through all this, whatever I got to say on it, add to it, dig deeper, whatever. All right, time to get to it, because things aren't great right now. Really not. I'm just, a lot's going on, a lot's getting to me, a lot more weight and disruption is influencing me more than I can process it. Like, you get through something, you process it, and you release it. And like, again, just like eating. If somebody's feeding you more than you can eat, and you got no choice, you just keep eating it because it keeps getting shoved down your throat, obviously you're going to react to that because you can't discharge the amount that is coming at you. That's the state I've been in lately. Just too many issues, too much that I could situate, get through, handle one, handle another, just, you know what I mean? It's just too much being thrown on me that I can catch, look, analyze, understand, gather the information, and then toss it aside. Toss me the other brick. Okay, there, another one. Next. No, it's stack, and yeah. So let's get on with this. By the way, this is me up here now. This is me on June 27th, 2026. Now, let's see if I could actually find when I uploaded those. It just says like 8 years ago, but I don't know if the exact date. Okay, there's a date. Oh, it does. October 15th, 2017. And then from basically all of them go from October. And the last one is December 5th, 2017. So today is June 27th, 2026, and the video I am watching was recorded and published the same day on October 15th, 2017, and I have not yet watched it.
Oh, shit. Oh, I should have brought my phone up. I don't know what time it is.
I don't mind the headphones. Yeah, Five Below ones. I don't wear headphones at home. I hardly ever wear headphones, really. So why should I invest in an expensive pair? I use these mostly at night in bed, just to escape from, just to escape from the surrounding nonsense and just end the day with some quiet music, and that's all I use them for. Just chilling at night in bed for the last hour or two before I go to sleep. Still a nice color though. Yeah, you're getting ready.
Okay, so born December 1st, 1981. I am from Plymouth, Pennsylvania. And I'm always seeing people on YouTube, like, just making vlogs of, you know, just current events or just like one specific story in their life, one event or other, just one thing or current times. Never actually see anybody actually vlog their whole life, which I'm actually going to start trying that starting now, because I don't know how to write it in a book form. And I've been making videos on YouTube for a few years now, but not much. Just I start.
This is not a reaction video. I don't give an F about that camera right now. I am not watching this for any of that. Yes and no. Sharing, yeah. But I'm not doing this right now for recording purposes. Like I said, I've never watched this before. I'm going to be digging into myself from 8 years ago. Not reacting. I'm literally going to be like you could just say it in simple terms, thinking out loud. That is the simplest way I can put this. I am just observing myself from 8 years ago as if I'm watching for the first time, which I pretty much am from an outside point of view. But I'm also going to be internalizing and reliving everything and going even deeper or anything at all. And I'm just going to speak on it.
With motorcycles and riding them, working on them and shit, but haven't been consistent because just haven't been able to until recently. Because I have a wife and I have 3 kids. My oldest son is 3.5. He's moderately autistic. That's why I'm eventually. And then I got twin boys that just turned 2 in September. That's why I'm into all this YouTube shit now, because I just want to, yeah, you know what? Now that I'm actually getting into it, it's been a lot of fun. I ain't got a motorcycle anymore, not for now. I don't really have anything else to do. No hobbies. That's what this has become now. I mean, yeah, it's somewhat of a second job too. I've been trying, since you can earn money on YouTube, I've been trying to freaking earn extra money for my family, because things are extremely fucking hard right now. Oh.
Yeah. Got nowhere then. Tried streaming later too. COVID hit. Having a bunch of little kids running around in their diapers and stuff. Couldn't do anything then. Nothing came of these videos. Never even got a single comment on these either. Like, there's another thing. I want to sit here and see just how, if anybody actually watched them, which I don't know how anybody could not comment on somebody just basically just bearing their soul somewhat, so to speak. Like, that's literally, I wasn't performing, I was just internalizing my life and just speaking it out loud. So I want to see from that point of view as well, like, how much sense was I making? I mean, like, no, I'm not going to look at a third point of view. I'm just going to, you know what? I ain't doing none of that. I'm just going to be me, analyzing as me, not as how would others understand it. You know what? Because that's not the point of this at all. I simply present what is from me, and that's it. If nobody understands it, then guess what? I can't do anything about that.
And forgive me, I'm freaking laying down, trying to rest up. I've been sick for over a week now, a week and a day. I've been sick since last Saturday. Yeah, it is October 15th.
There it is.
Sunday. Forgive me, yes, I'm laid on a plain mattress on the floor. I sleep better on a low bed. It's not on a frame. When we moved in here last year, actually early this year, no, last December. No, we moved in here on Thanksgiving Day.
With no help at all.
By ourselves. Because I couldn't get any time off. I wasn't promoted. I don't remember. Things are so crazy. My memory is just overloaded. And we couldn't get the box spring up here. And we had two mattresses on top of each other, but the kids ruined it. For a whole week. Carrier. Walk. Sorry, I got right in here, right in my freaking. Sorry if this is erratic or unprofessional or not set up right.
Unnecessary, just.
I've been.
At this point, it's just right now, just explanation.
But postal carrier, I walk, and whatever weather, and the 12 clip came off. Excuse me. Yeah, it took me a while to freaking find all the camera, and then I couldn't find the cord to plug in. But, and then if you're on the overtime list, you can walk and you can work 6-7 days and make everything easy. It was like all over the place with what I'm saying. My thoughts aren't straight. This freaking. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place with what I'm saying. My thoughts aren't straight. This ain't freaking rehearsed. This is the first time me doing shit like this.
What you said before.
Yes. I'm gonna try not even edit this at all. I'm gonna tell my life story, as corny as that sounds. And then I'm gonna try not to edit unless freaking like my wife starts freaking screaming or the kids she freaking
privacy
busts the lock open because I got the door locked. I told her I need
again. Back then, that's all I needed to express myself without any filters, any distractions, or any outside influence. Even just the knowing somebody else is there is an influence between, my being and expressing. Because, quite frankly, most people around me have what's the word for it? They like to throw their opinion around. So if I'm talking about, again, things regarding me, got nothing to do with anybody else, then why should anybody around me have to open their mouth to make a comment? So it's like I'd rather just avoid all that altogether. That's what I was doing right there. I needed my privacy just to be me 100%, because there's nothing there but me, just like right here. Nothing but me in this crazy red-eared slider that keeps trying to get out. No pickles. They take her outside. She wants to get out now.
Say video games. I've been doing that.
No.
And
no.
It's hard because I got 3 kids running around in the background and her screaming.
Soon.
So how can I make any freaking videos to try to make some extra money for the family? If you people keep freaking running around like madmen.
That too. I didn't understand the intimate part of it.
Direction or plan for this yet. How the hell do you? I'm not gonna freaking. My life's just been so chaotic. I can't even think of how to categorize it. That's why I can't write a book about it. It's like, how the hell could I?
Yep, so much there.
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
What the hell was
That's
that?
why this is easier.
That's
I
not
just
what I'm
got the
trying to
camera on
do.
top of my freaking motorcycle helmet. Just actually gonna put it on top of a freaking little dresser or some shit, but then
Yeah, I can't make a book. I can't write a book because I keep digging, if you want it simply. Meaning, writing a whole book about one single thing, I don't know how to do that because I start at one thing and I keep digging and digging like a spider web. I keep seeing what entangles where, what means what, what's the process, what's the object. Just dig, dig, dig. And it's like I don't, like, it's just, that's what, this is just easier. Just this. I could just,
I see the helmet. I'm like, oh, I still got my mounts on it. So I'm like, I'll just set it up, record, and then just talk. Of course, it's probably been like 15 minutes now or 10, and I'm not even getting there yet.
12 minutes.
I'm just trying to loosen up.
That's what I'm doing right now, too. Like I said,
Yeah, I
it's
should
not really a
heighten
good
that
time
too
right
because
now.
I'm tendency to look straight ahead this way, and your camera's diagonally down from me.
Yeah, again, because I'm in a similar state right now than I was back then. As in, things are overwhelming for me right now. And I was going to record something else, but I don't know, I figure, you know what? I'm not in a positive state right now, which I wasn't then, and that was the discussion. So maybe it'd be more relative in this state to do this. So I'm doing this, but I'm not sure what state I'm going to be in if I don't finish this. And then I go to part two. I'm going to be in a completely different state. I might not be as overwhelmed, like I said earlier. Could be in a more positive state, and what I observe could be completely different than what I'm going to right now. Now, enough yakking. Yak, yak, yak. Don't talk back.
Yeah, this is nice up here. Away from those crazy kids running around, just laying in bed, nice and quiet.
Except I was ignorant. Those walls are paper thin. So they were probably sitting there listening to me the whole time on the other side of the wall. Neighbors.
I got this idea because I was watching drone videos, and I seen one where a guy caught his wife cheating on him and everything, and everybody started asking him if he do follow-up videos, and he was getting so much attention. I'm like, and then he actually did them like this, but more professional. He was fuck professional for now.
I don't remember that.
I'm not feeling good. I'm trying to be a little just straight up and humble. I'm not gonna freaking put on this facade.
Unperformative.
So what you see is what you get.
I was about to say that.
He
I
just
was about to pause it and say that.
showed the drone following his wife, and people just started going crazy. Just, hey, post some follow-up videos, and he did. And he was getting a decent amount of following and views.
Yeah, on one single story, that's one story. One story to me is never enough. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I kind of. I forgot what I was gonna say now. Well, I mean, other than that one story, and I'm going over everything. Damn it. Oh, again, I have not watched. That's why I watched, because I literally was about to say what I said in the video. I have not watched this yet. I've only ever taken the transcript and out of curiosity had AI analyze it. That's all I've ever done. I've never watched this before. So it's just, and again, this is me 8 years ago. I'm not purposely, again, saying what I was already about to say on camera.
Everything on there. So, not sure if that's what I decided to do videos of this or how to set it up. So basically, I put a camera out and start talking.
Yep.
But shout out to Robert Scott on my route. I only have 61 subscribers right now, and I was actually thinking about making a video asking people if they want me to fucking, try this, see if people would enjoy watching it. And I'm like, wait, 61 subscribers?
Oh.
There ain't gonna be anybody on there probably to comment or say anything. Because I'm pretty sure, like, probably 50 to 55 of them are from all my motorcycle shit. Which is fine. I mean, I'm hoping to get another bike early next year. Which I'll be, of course, it ain't gonna be brand new again. Like I wanted a brand new Z1000, but crap happened. I ain't gonna be able to get one. Excuse me. Shout out to Robert Scott. I don't,
Enough of that.
follow me because of anything like this.
Enough of that stupid.
Even just one person, our family, like, he just for me on this. She finds it ridiculous. It's like when you have support, but that was it. I was like, you know what? Somehow I was got talking about I wanted to do this. Just freaking tell my life story, all the shit I've been through, bad luck, whatever the hell you want to call it. And he was like, I'd watch it. No. He's like, you're an entertaining guy. I bullshit him all the time. I see him when I actually have time. But that was it. I was like, you know what? That's a vote of confidence for even just one person giving you something is just so much. It's just
right there.
It's like when you have support for anything in any way, no matter how small or big it is, it just boosts your morale just through the roof. Unless you always have it, then you get used to it. Me, I don't have it.
I mean that in a deeper sense. Support for the person you are, not the performance, ego, or social identity you put on. That's what I meant there. No strings, no attachments, no bullshit. Just one human being showing genuine, authentic care and support for another. I still don't know what that is.
My wife doesn't even support me on this. She finds it ridiculous.
Still doesn't.
Seriously.
Never did.
I tell her I was going to do this, she laughed at me.
Yeah,
I mean,
still would.
She just laughed at the whole concept. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. You're wasting your time. That's stupid. Which I'm like, you know what? If people are watching this, and I start getting ad revenue and shit like that, and it's enough to really help out our family, like,
No, didn't
you're
do
gonna be
shit.
laughing then. I'll believe it when I see it.
That's sad. Why does it always got to be about money? Even now. And the wife is a narcissistic cheater, which is the worst that came after this, after 8 years ago. How could you be married to somebody and any idea they have, if it's not followed or immediate with like buttloads of money, or if it's not understood, they condemn it, laugh at it, stuff like that. That's pathetic. That is like a low down human being. Like that's sad. And like I just said earlier, I don't know what support is. I've never had any, and I'm not whining about that. I mean, my kids are different. They're my kids. I mean that, and I know they are that they are. They don't like they hear me. Oh, I'm gonna make a video, and then they're excited. They don't understand. They're supportive in their own ignorance, but anybody else? No. I don't even have any real supportive audience. I got nobody. Nobody's ever commented on any of these. Nobody's ever. Nothing. And it's like, I'm just putting it down like that. That's a low down, dirty dog way to be. And that's exactly what I've been telling her the whole time. Like, never supportive of anything. If it wasn't a societal function, if it didn't have money, status, or bullcrap attached to it, it was dismissed. Somebody laying down sick in bed, hitting record, and just unperformatively just going over their entire life for anyone and everyone there is to see openly. And my own wife could do nothing but laugh at it and put it down. How is that not a low down, dirty dog way to be? And yet the entire marriage has been like that. Just being honest.
Some support, huh?
Yeah, some support, huh? That's where all the heaviness is coming from right now. From, yeah.
Yeah, I've been on this. I've been vaping for a year and 3 months. I smoked for 22 years. Only, I started out at 9. I just got done eating couple slices of pizza. But
I
I
just want to
started
get
at
through
9 milligrams of nicotine on this. I think that's maybe a pack a day. Yes.
again. Yeah, from an audience point of view, this is a little annoying. I apologize. Like I said, it wasn't scripted, edited just as it is. Opening was Rambling, sort of like I've been doing now, somewhat. I'm just saying there's a lot to say, but even I'm still talking about the video. What I've been doing right now has been mostly just rambling, not rambling, like pointless, just not staying on subject. It's 20 minutes in, I haven't even begun talking about anything, like from the beginning of my life. I'm sitting here like, I want to begin already.
You know,
Again, yeah, I will sit here and criticize myself too. I don't care. I'm not a monkey in a cage playing pretend or
oh,
none of that nonsense.
this is still a little weird for me. I'm sure most people that do this every day find it like natural. Not me yet. Alright, we get started. I had my early childhood was normal. I'm talking,
Finally.
well, pretty much all this shit started mostly from second grade on. Ow.
The constant suffering of it being primarily constant and present suffering disruption was from basically second grade on. But there was still a lot more going on even before then. I'm not sure if I referenced it. I'm just saying if I start from second grade, I don't think I do. I know I covered my earliest memory as well. But second grade on was when every location I would be at was the same dysfunction, disruption, negativity, bullying, bullcrap. Second grade was when, again, every aspect was home life was chaotic. And then suddenly every day at school was negative, chaotic, disruptive. Again, bullying, you name it. Now, let me point this out. 8 years ago, recording this, I was not aware yet that not everybody is internally aware or even functioning from there. Statistically, the majority functions primarily from the self. How do I please this biological machine, which I'm not downplaying its value, without this behind this? What is this? Chaos. For the most part, that's what it seems to be out there. I thought for 40 years that everybody was living from here outward. They were aware of their own being. They weren't limited to, say, only defining themselves based on humanity's own examples and not aware of their singular existence. Again, yes, I am a human being. My being, though, is existing. It is beneath and within all of this. The intangible self within, that is your being. Again, look it up. All you want. Every slice of human understanding calls it something. Your spirit, your soul, your consciousness, within, your being, your foundation, etc., etc. They are all talking about the same intangible you within. I thought for 40 years everybody was completely aware of it, as I am. So every single dysfunction, every single issue, every single time somebody was negative, everything bad happening to me for 40 years, I looked at it all as deliberate. Every single thing. Unless, again, honest, open observation, not projection. If what is being observed is disruptive, negative, whatever, but there is an obvious explanation behind it, reason, etc., that is not malicious, and again, misunderstanding, stuff like that, that is different. No, not yes and no. I mean, it's a little different, but nobody could tell me how to feel, how to be, how everything internalizes within me. The only one that determines that is me and not me. Because again, I do not project what I see. I allow it to be as it is, and I let that come on in. And yes, I allow myself to feel whatever I'm observing. See, now I'm getting rambling. But basically, I didn't know my own point of view there. I thought expressing, being from the inside out was normal. I was unaware of any other way of being. Not, and primarily. I know the difference between being and self. Again, I've lived long enough to play all the games, but never. My being has always been primary. Not even by choice. That's just how it's always been for me. Oh, I was about to go to my mouse. Right, shut up.
My earliest memories was
If this isn't recorded, I'm gonna be pissed. Ice cream.
I don't like how that's like down. Just trying to be comfortable. Yeah, that's why I should sit still. Yeah, the freaking torture began, all the bullying, and I'll get into it. The earliest memories I have, I grew up at 205 West Shawnee Ave in Plymouth, Pennsylvania. It was excuse me if you heard that. It was a big half double, which was, what's the word, caddy corner. Here's the like say, a street's right here in front of me. Police station's here. Here's the street. My house was literally right diagonally across from, like, you had the house in front of the police station, and you had a little alleyway, then you had my house. That didn't mean shit to me, or any of my friends, or freaking my brother, or anybody. But, yeah, then behind the house, we had a whole bunch of woods that we used to call up the back. That was some good times playing up there. But earliest memories, that bugs me so much. It's like anything, I mean, I got maybe 4.
Cat.
I got less than 10 memories of everything prior to kindergarten age. Oh, they're screaming down there. It just started.
Yeah, it just started. Half hour later. That's how I am. I could literally talk I could express for hours. Like it's nothing.
Because they are really screaming. But, one of my earliest memories, I remember I had an ice cream cone. My brother was next door playing with his friend.
Damn.
And I don't know why. I remember I took my ice cream and I threw it on their porch. That was it. That stupid little incident. I don't know why I did it. I mean, I was only freaking 3, 4. Probably only 3. And that was it. The whole family fucking hated the whole family of douchebags that lived next door. They freaking hated me after that for some reason. I don't know. I was never allowed in the yard again. I was never in the yard anyway. But we usually, like, their backyard and my backyard was connected, and it was like a shortcut to get up into the woods. You just jump the fence and cut through their yard instead of going around the other side of my house and then walking up and around a few houses. But they didn't want me doing that. And we're talking until I moved out. Until I was freaking early teens. That freaking lady was such a witch.
First of all, I still got that blanket. Second, again, negativity, disruption, pointlessness was primary when I recorded this. So forgive me for expressing plainly what is influencing me, what is being observed, and how I'm expressing it. Because again, if I'm talking about something negative, how could I put it in a positive way if I'm not, unless I am inverting it? But if I'm talking about something negative, how can I speak on it in any way but negatively? Yeah, neutrally, but I mean, I wasn't doing that here. Well, might have been, but I'm just saying beforehand. The amount of negativity from me 8 years ago is not me now. I don't carry any of that around with me no more. What is present, and that's what I carry. If I got issues now, I carry now. I don't carry, my whole life of failures and accomplishments on my back, weighing me down or lifting me up. It's all information because it no longer exists. Once now, once the past is the past, it no longer exists except being information, and what you allow yourself to be influenced by with it, even when other people use it as a weapon. If it's no longer relevant and expressed and embodied by you, then even somebody weaponizing it doesn't mean shit.
Oh, but yeah, my family. My mother and father, we were always poor. Always. Never had money. Never. I have a half sister. She's the oldest. A sister, then a brother, then me, baby of the family. But my mom was always on disability. She never worked. She never had a job in my lifetime. She was collecting disability for herself and my youngest sister. My sister Angela. She had the mind of a child her whole life. And my dad. No, by the way, I'm not talking shit. Anything I say about them or anybody else, no matter how it comes out, I'm not talking shit on anybody. There's, maybe some emotions come there, anger, freaking vulgarity. But I mean, when everything's done over with, I'm not gonna freaking sit here and talk shit. Like, that's not my intention. So however anybody takes it, that's not my intention, that's not my problem. So.
No, I was saying it even back then, which has surprised me because and now I forgot what I was going to say because I think I might have just said it myself 8 years ago. Oh, no, I said, basically, I said it might influence me emotionally. I was reliving, going over it all, internalizing it all over again as I spoke. I was reliving it within as I was speaking, analyzing everything was going on within, even if my language expressing that and my understanding of that was less. I was doing it even though I was not aware. I was aware I was doing it, but again, when you think everybody else is that way, you think it's normal to operate internally first, to be internalizing and analyzing and experiencing again everything you speak before and after you speak it, during you speaking it. It's a mess, or it's a lot going on, more than I could sit here and, oh, this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening. It's literally just internalizing it all over again, letting it influence you all over again, or affect you. For me, for my being, and speak on that and speak from there. I wasn't aware of. I was doing that. I was and I was. I didn't know speaking from my point of view was deeper than what is considered the majority. Again, statistically, the majority is self-oriented. I have been being oriented within my entire life. I thought that was normal, so I didn't I didn't look at, I just did, I just was, without knowing I was doing something that wasn't aligned with the majority between being and self oriented. So I was ignorant, even if I was completely operating from there.
But and my dad, he had
All right, now I'm just gonna.
one job in my lifetime, and it did not last very long. You know, I think less than a year, as far as my memory goes. I mean,
Balls.
that's the kind of family I grew up with. Well, I love my mom. I love my mom and dad. I mean, should I? Should I give two shits about them? No. That's the kind of person I am. Well, they never worked. We had nothing. And they weren't good parents. Well, my dad was, well, yes and no. I mean, they weren't bad parents. They didn't have very good parenting skills, I could say.
No, no.
I basically raised myself.
There's the oxymoron right there.
That's the only problem with this. I got no.
They weren't bad parents, but I raised myself. Oxymoron right there. They weren't, they were both good in their own way and also, but more bad in their own way. I had good parents, but they were bad parents more than they were good. It was, the scale was too lopsided towards bad. Basically raising myself. And I said that they didn't know. I was the last kid out of 4. Unwanted, unplanned. They've already done everything else with all their other kids. So as soon as I could handle myself, basically 3 years old on, probably even before then, I was basically left completely to my own devices, which is normal for that age, for the 80s, except literally, like the primary ever thing they bothered me with a lot was negatively. I'd get bitched at a lot more than anything. Instead of educated, hey, you're doing this wrong, this is why it's wrong, don't do this because of that. That's it. Education. What I get? Direct punishment.
I need to write this down. Like, go with the direction, explain. Like, it's just so chaotic. It's like I don't know where the hell to. If I put it in the chapters, I mean, ones would be like more than a book in itself. So how the hell can you put chapters of chapters of chapters? Like,
see? Spiderweb shit. I just said that. Well, I can't write a book. Because one thing always for me leads to another, that leads to another, and another, and another, and more, and more, and more, like a big spider web. So writing a book and just repeating, literally, why would I want to write a book on a single subject and just repeat examples, definitions, just repeat explaining on it over and over and over and over for, however hundreds of pages there are on average book. The amount of understanding I have on a singular subject is like a spider web. It's not example, of the same crap over and over and over. It's process, entanglement, object, process, entanglement, object. It's all over the place. And when I'm explaining one thing, the subject, then I explain an example or a piece of it, and then to make that understandable, I got to explain something of that, and then of that, and it's like literally, I am not, like, if I could write a book, I would probably be able, like, if I could just put it down the way as easy as it is for people, I'd be able to sit here and type for months without any issues. But it's like when you don't grab a knowing, understanding, or information and just freeze it in place and then write on that, I can't do that. I keep going. I don't stop digging.
Yeah, I'm looking all over. I'm just trying to get in the feel of this.
It wasn't the feel of it. It was feeling the state of being, as in just starting and letting things flow.
Let's see. Yeah. I remember. Yeah, I gotta get this freaking down. This ain't very entertaining right now because I'm just trying to get the groove going.
Mm-hmm. Just a state of being.
I hope you can't hear them yelling down there.
Even then, even 8 years ago, I was complaining about the chaos. That's all I've ever been complaining about. To put it simply, in this failing of a marriage. Well, it's already failed. This whole environment, it's all I've been complaining about. Just expressing, not always bitching, but talking, explaining the chaos, the bitching, the arguing, the negativity, the fighting. It's just like home is supposed to be a place where you're at ease, you're safe, you're supported. It's not supposed to be a place of chaos, of negativity, of putting anybody down. That's why I don't like my reactiveness to it, because I react the same way I am receiving the disruption, the negativity. Again, I operate from my being, so they're not, even if they're ignorant of what they're doing, saying, etc., they are still negatively and disrupting like that me at the level of my being, which is worse than just making fun of somebody superficially, or being negative towards somebody superficially. I take everything all the way in. I don't filter it through the self and what is this being thing? Who knows? No. Mine is straight internally. I take everything as, if somebody says something insulting, even as a joke, I internalize as many aspects of that as I can. Negative ones, a joking one, positive ones. I internalize it all, and then it gets influenced outward from there into emotions, etc., and through the self. I don't break down if I ever break down, start crying, like I'm emotionally overloaded, or even in a positive way, I'm being emotionally overwhelmed in a positive way. That is from my state of my being in within, that is influencing outward. And I always thought that was normal for everybody. And apparently the majority statistically are oriented towards the self, and then are looking at their being like this outside object that they have to look within to see, or to even know it's there. And it's like, for me, it's like I've always been there. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, excuse me, I'm using the software that's recorded my screen and the camera. I don't know where the pause button is. I gotta go to the bathroom. I can't pause this, nor am I going to edit it. So I step away, just fast forward it. I'll be quick. I apologize. Nothing I could do about it, because I'm not going to piece this, stop it, and start all over again. I don't want to do that. I want this all as it is, raw. I could always edit it later on. I apologize. Oh, you're unprepared. You know what? Again, I'm not performing, and I'm not going to edit it just to appease people for performance issues. Again, fast forward, well, too late now if you didn't. Well, it's unnecessary. Yeah, later, but I like things authentic. There is nothing greater than authenticity of something itself, of itself, as it is. The complete natural state of existing for something is as perfect as it gets, without that nonsense of perfection. What? Oh, this is only a stupid video. Why go overboard? I am who I am. That is how I am. I am not putting this out there to appease anybody at all. So,
Yeah,
that bullshit. Let's get to it.
I'm distracted by the screaming downstairs. I don't know why they're so bad for her. My kids have no problem with me, not really. They are freaking crazy when it comes to their mother.
They still are. Bad. Alright, let me just...
But now I'm just coming up with a blank. I don't know.
See, I'm not focused. I'm getting pulled out of my state that I was in. I'm trying to get back into it.
I am not editing this out. What you see is what you get. People are always walking around with the camera up there, and you shot here, shot there. They're fucking all over the place, and edit this, edit that. They're just blinking around. It just seems like that's what everybody's doing now. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say you up, and I'm gonna talk. Only thing I might.
Yeah, like those clips, like somebody will say something with their phone up here in their face somewhere, and then suddenly it's over here and they're completely somewhere else. It's like they're talking, but the person keeps jumping around. It's like, well, where are you in all that? I see your performance. Where are you? It's like everybody's worried about mistakes. Everybody thinks it's got to be perfect. No, you literally have it backwards. There is no perfection. Perfection. There is none. Again, like for me, it's authenticity. That is like I just explained, the authentic state of something as it is itself, uninfluenced. There's something exactly as it is, just like in the last video, no different than a screwdriver. It is that it is. It's just an authentic screwdriver. That's not perfect. It is the best state that thing could be. And that's the same with everything else. Something just being itself. There's no arguing of that. There really isn't. Everything beyond that state is disruption. I'm not saying that doesn't cause improvement. I'm only talking about a singular state of something, or a continual singular state of something. Its authentic state.
Edit out is a freaking, shit with the kids. You come up here freaking screaming, wipes their John banging on the floor. Something embarrassing. That I find embarrassing. Or disrespectful. I told her I'm up here doing, this is important to me, even though I'm all over the place right now because I haven't gotten quite on track yet with this.
I'm in the same boat right now, too.
Let me up here, let me do my thing.
Yeah, and I'm in the same boat right now, which actually makes this kind of appropriate to be doing this right now, because I am not entirely as focused as I usually am. I'm, again, dealing with some shit. Again, that's what happens when you marry a cheating narcissist. Not talking crap again. That is simply the pattern observed throughout 14 years.
Well, yeah, I had a normal early childhood.
No, I didn't.
And,
yes and no.
But I was always dirty. I was always a dirty kid. Yeah, my mom never made me clean up myself, clean myself up. Not much, not on a regular basis. Yeah, I played in the tub and played with G.I. Joes and shit like that. That was fun. I always enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember first grade. Wait, no, I remember my first day of kindergarten. Fine, I'm just gonna start somewhere and go.
Now you see, I don't know how everybody else is, which is again why I keep it just explaining myself, and that's it, my being from being, etc. That's all it took to hear myself from 8 years ago reference the first day of kindergarten and all of those events are just reemerging internally as if they are really happening again internally in milliseconds. I don't know if that's normal for everybody. I don't know. I just find that cool to shit. I enjoy that. That happens. That's natural. All my life being like that. It's not really a digging through memories. It's more of what brings it forth naturally. What inspiration is going to make experience re-emerge from a past point in time internally. It's like you call it memories, call it whatever you want superficially, but to internally experience it all over again is a lot more than just going through it in a memory.
The garden teacher was actually my cousin. I think it was through marriage. Pretty sure her husband was, I don't know what to my dad, a brother, or a nephew, or uncle, or I don't.
Talking too
There's the only
slow.
bad thing about my dad's side of the family. They didn't really associate with them. Not my choice. It's not my life. It wasn't my choice. I was just a kid along for the ride.
That's too bad. They were better people. I had a better life.
I remember my first day of kindergarten.
Around that.
Oh, no, actually, no. Well, I remember my first day of kindergarten. I remember my first day going down and sliding up.
Yep.
My dad took me down.
When I said about all that coming back, that did. Like I mentioned the first day of kindergarten, but what also came with that was the attachment, the spider web to it, which was, well, if I'm remembering kindergarten, I have to go back to the beginning, which I remember walking in there with my dad to register for kindergarten.
Bullshit and signed me up. I don't remember ever being taken. I think I was taken to school the first day, and that was it. Now I lived from the elementary school. I lived. Let's see. There's the Valley West football fields.
I'm not going to show it. It's just a joke. I was just picking some human beef jerky. Some human beef jerky off my leg. A scab.
Was in between my house and the school. That's 100 yards, so somewhere between 300 and 500 yards away.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe closer to 4. 3 to 4. I mean, I haven't walked around down there in probably at least 10 years, maybe more. No, more. Over 10 years. And I think after the first day of school, I was walking myself. Kindergarten. I was in the afternoon class. The afternoon class I'd go in at noon. I was walking to school myself. Start kindergarten at what, 5? What the fuck? I don't care if it was 1980, 86. You can't walk to school yourself. I don't care if it was the mid-80s. Nobody ever bothered me, though. I remember one memory from freaking kindergarten. Me and my nephew Johnny, we went rode our bikes down Downing Street. It was my house. It was the next street down, big hill, went all the way down to the bottom.
Bikes.
Actually, it was right at the bottom of the football field.
I don't know if I did it. The street comes down, and then there's a left turn, but the street keeps going. My nephew was on the left, I was on the right. We were just flying down this big hill, coasting, and then I tried to turn right onto that street and went boom. Let's see. On speed, I don't know. I mean, it's Downing Street in Plymouth. That was a big hill for a kid to just fly down on your bike.
It's in between my house and school. We went down in the back alleyway, and in the driveway they had a whole bunch of car parts in boxes.
Oh, kindergarten skipping school.
So
accidentally.
we were putting the car parts together. We were building a car. We didn't comprehend. We didn't have an understanding of time at the time. We didn't know what the fuck time it was. We never freaking watched. We're like, five. I was 5. He was like, what? 3.5? Something like that. I don't remember. We were there past noon. And my dad called the cops. And then we left the alleyway, and unmarked cop car pulled up. Now, at that age, you know what a cop car looks like. Unmarked car just looks like a...
Huh? Not yet. Here. Give that to Maddie and Brandon. Go upstairs, be quiet, please. Not being rude. It's literally an hour or two, just an hour or two on a Saturday morning. Just chill out, be quiet, be good. Watch your stuff, whatever you want to do, just keep it down. Let me do one little thing. That's it.
Normal freaking car. Officer Muchler, I remember that name. He wanted me to put my bike in the car and get in. I was scared. I was hesitant because I didn't know this guy. He wasn't in uniform. He wasn't in no damn cop car. And then before I could, I look up and I see my dad walking down the street.
Uh-oh.
I got my fucking ass beat for that. And I mean beat. I don't remember the beating exactly. I got my ass licked.
And for what? I didn't know any better.
You know, I don't understand that. Like, maybe
That's the kind of bullshit I've dealt with my entire life. Primarily as a kid growing up. The majority of the time I did dumb things, I needed education. I needed information. I needed information on the process of it, the right and wrong, why you don't do it and everything, and what happens doing wrong. Again, instead of my dad explaining to me that he was worried something happened to me and that he cares that much, instead, I just get punishment. That is one thing I've always tried to do with my own kids first. I've always tried to explain first in every kind of simple to dynamic way I possibly can. sadly, I got two kids with disabilities that don't even really understand that kind of stuff regarding keeping themselves safe.
Smack on the ass just to get my, just jolt me. Hey, get it in my head not to do that. Or even, sit me down, explain shit like, hey, you were down here when you should have been in school. You've been down here too long, and you had me worried. So common sense. It's like I'm 5. I ain't got no comprehension of time when I'm out playing. Who gives a shit about that when they're that old? Dad, I have a good memory in freaking kindergarten. Or no, actually, this was first grade. Anything else? Yeah, first grade. I remember going to my drawers, looking for clothes. And I found
Nudie
a
cards.
stack of nudie cards, nudie playing cards.
Nudie cards.
First grade, I was like 6 years old, something like that. I knew what they were. I was excited as shit to find them too.
Yeah, I used to find
Oh, that was that principal's freaking name. Oh, that's right.
Mr. Basso. Mr. Basso.
Nah, it don't matter.
He was cool.
But I took him. I took him to school with me. I was passing nudie cards out to my friends, my classmates. One of my friends, he got caught with one. She asked, "Where'd you get this from?" He ratted on me. First grade. I got suspended for the rest of the day. My dad had to come down and get me. And, oh, they were a gift for my wife. He asked me where I got it from. He never believed me that they were underneath my clothes in my drawer. Like my dresser drawer, there was one in
the attic hallway.
Out of my room. And that's where I got them from. He never believed me. I'm thinking my brother found them and put them in.
Now you see, I am literally reliving all this, not based on me talking, but I'm allowing it to materialize, so to speak, within everything, even visually, even though I can't physically see it, I can see it yet not see it within. I can internally visualize it was like a clay brown, like a tan clay looking brown dresser in the hallway, in the attic hallway, like right there at the corner. And I remember clear as day, just opened that drawer and it was in the bottom left corner underneath some clothes. I remember I took them, I went down, I stopped at Mikey's house, and then went to school. I think I gave him some, I forget.
To hide them. I don't know. To this day, I don't know anything more about it. That's where I found them.
Yeah. You shouldn't have coughed that way, right towards the microphone. Sorry.
Yeah, my first and so-called best friend growing up, Mike. I ain't using any last name. I am not anybody who I'm associating this story with in a bad way. Not really not talking shit, but I'm I'm just going to try to refrain from using any last names in any of these videos. But his older brother Joe he was friends with my older brother Anthony. I remember the first day we met, I was on Downey Street where he lived, right down the street from.
I'd like to point out just one thing. The point, even if I express it in a negative way, even though I'm saying it, it did not originate from me. If I see somebody acting like a piece of crap and I vocalize what I'm observing, who's in the wrong? Who is initiating the disruption, the negativity, the wrong, etc., the disrespect, anything? Who is the initiator of it? Not me. So even if I express it, I'm not the one doing wrong. I'm only talking about what I witnessed, what I observed, etc. The people that do it are in the wrong, not the ones that speak on it. If somebody spray paints my car, do I not have a right to, I shouldn't negative rap, but yeah, don't I have a right to bitch and moan? I didn't do anything wrong. And that's not victim mentality, that's reality. If somebody randomly spray paints my car, why can't I get upset? Why can't I bitch and, vocalize what is being tossed on me for no reason at all? Who did the wrong? The people that spray painted the car. It doesn't matter what bad language or what I say on it. I didn't do any wrong, so I'm the victim in that example, not the perpetrator. So if I have to express what it's influencing of me in a negative way because it's negative, then I'm not in the wrong. But I primarily did that until January last year. Just consumed by negativity, not entirely doing it, but expressing on all the negativity I observe in a negative way. Which, you hear somebody talking like that all the time, and you think they're a bad person because they're always being negative, but they're really me. I'm only speaking about me here. But in a deeper sense, just to say it and be done with it, all the negativity I have expressed has come from the internal pain and suffering and disruption from others, from other things, and also myself. Even though primarily my whole life, all it's been is my being internally screaming for the disruption and the suffering and the weight of it all to stop. Which is why after January I have been bitching more about the negativity instead of being negative by it, towards it. You disrupt me, I'm going to speak on it, not embody it anymore. Like, no offense, I'm not, let's just.
Me.
This first video, this is not very good. 43 minutes, this is honestly boring me. So I apologize for me 8 years ago. Like I said, I haven't watched this yet. Hopefully, me talking is making up for the lack that's been 43 minutes so far. Compared to me now.
And was it Feinberg Furniture? It's a little privately owned local furniture place
I'm
in
listening.
town.
I'm going to get a drink.
Oh, this freaking crap in my throat. I remember meeting him in the parking lot, which was Caddy Corner. We're diagonally across the street from his house. I remember meeting him there in the parking lot. My brother and his were introducing us. That was the first friend I ever made. Take note of that. First fucking friend I ever made.
What no friend? If I put it on a scale and just measure disruption, basically, if I take on a scale, measure the behavior, actions, embodiment, expressions, etc., of what is a friend versus what is not a friend or not from a friend, no. There's been both, but no, it was more lopsided. No. He was not really a friend at all. Nobody I grew up with that was around long enough. None of them were really ever a friend. Because people, I don't know how the hell they are. People care about and only see nonsense first. They don't really care about who you are. Who you are as a person, as a singular existence. That's not the primary priority way of observing another person, and I've been doing that my whole life. So when others look at me from a self-centered or self-oriented point of view, gauging one's own importance based on superficial nonsense, how much money, power, respect, fame, fortune, power, blah, 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 blah you got, none of that dictates who you are. And yet, that is how the majority determines others of worth. So to be around a bunch of people, living and growing up around those kind of people primarily, even all my life, to this day, those aren't friends, that's not family, those aren't even acquaintances really. The primary thing that matters most to another, when it comes to another person and your person, is who you are. You, not you for anything or anyone else, not for society, not for your family, not for your religion, your profession, your opinions, etc., your ego, your identity. Me, what matters is the singularity of the person themselves, their authenticity of themselves in their singularity as it is, as they are. And I don't know a single person that's ever viewed me from that point of view, the way I view everyone else. Nobody has ever acted like they did, or ever expressed and said they did.
I've always
Yeah, you can imagine what kind of environment I grew up in when everybody else is self-oriented primarily, and I'm being oriented primarily. One, yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, there was. Actually, I did that a lot in those videos. A lot of clashing, and I used my hands as reference. You can imagine the amount of clashing from that. And I'm sorry, there's no rhyme, reason, or way this is coming out. Hopefully, it's not as bad as this so far. This has not been good. But again, I'm just getting started. This is the first time I'm ever doing anything like this. I don't even know what I'm doing.
just thought
I'm
about
just going with it.
my past all the time.
All right, I'm gonna be quiet.
One of the worst friends I ever made. Hell, all of them ended up being the worst friends I ever made. I mean, we got along normal, but just some of the shit I'm gonna talk about that he did and everybody else did is just incomprehensible. Even as a kid. When I was a kid, I couldn't comprehend doing that to somebody. Which I'll get right into the fucking gooey shit right now.
Pardon language.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think if I was gonna discuss anything else first.
Processing. More like
Yeah,
contemplating.
just general shit. As kids, we played
Contemplating.
tag, play hide and seek, shit like that. Like, luckily in my house, we had a small yard that went all the way around the house. We always played tag there. Just chasing each other back and forth all the way around, just having a good time. Yeah, normal kid shit. Everything was fine. They were good friends and good times. It was everything else. And then up the back was nice because you had my house. And I said like the alleyway was next to my house. And it went up, and then it forked and went right. And went right up, and then up a big hill, and that was a dead end. Then it went left, down around, and back to the other side of Shawnee Ave. And there was a baseball field, giant baseball field up there. But then you had my house, you had another house behind me, and then you had the alleyway, and then you had woods. Just woods all the way up the mountain. Oh, we had so much fun up there building frickin' forts. I mean, what the hell do we call that? The rumpus room?
I was about to say that. The rumpus room.
That's what we called it most of the time.
There was the first time I heard that word. They tore down all the woods in the beginning and made a stupid little football field there, which was unnecessary. There was a little crawl-in shack that was carpeted and everything. It was literally about the size of an office desk, which is what I have in front of me, an old 80s or 70s office desk that probably weighs like 200 pounds and is literally the wood's like that thick. Like I could freaking jump on the thing and I ain't gonna fall through it. I remember it was a dark red carpet. And it was somebody else built it. I don't know for what. I remember Mikey showed it and he's like, "It's the rumpus room." That was funny. See, and again, I was like, 4 or 5 years old, 4, 5, 6, something like that. Like, I can't remember if that was before school or what, before I started school or after. It's like, it's all, like, none of it's there anymore. It's a stupid field. But it's like, I can internalize all of it. Just walking through it, just all that memory just coming together and internalizing it. And just seeing that little shack, that little, like, bunk. It's a kid, we used to call it a bunk. It was somebody's bunk. Just a little rectangular, little thing of wood. Doing, I don't know what, because it was just, you open it, it was just carpeted with red, and that was it. And I can still remember the carpet, the whole area, the trees, the path. Ugh. I'm just saying, because I don't know how others internalize. So, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and I don't care if what I express is normal for every single human being out there or none at all. I don't know. So I'm just going to speak as I want to.
They were good times, really, really good times. There was a crabapple tree, right? There was like a
Two or
truck
three.
trail right at the corner.
Burrow Trail.
T in the alleyway.
There was two of them.
Big crabapple tree there. We'd freaking always be throwing sticks up there. Just
there was two paths. One was like a double wide dirt coal covered road, service road. And then to the right, which was straight from the alleyway, because that bigger road was to the left a little bit, which is still there. You could look on Google Maps, Shawnee Ave, go Row Lane. Did I say Shawnee Ave? Row Lane, Plymouth, Pennsylvania. All those woods. That's where that was my backyard growing up. That one path, that one road is still there. It's blacktop now. That's where they go for the football field. But to the right of that top of the road, there was another path, just like a little, just about as wide as a single lane road, or the half of a double lane, the single side. That went up a little bit, and then went into the forest about 20 yards, and then forked left and met up with that other road, and then the other one forked right and went through the woods to the other side of the road, because the whole row lane, I think, makes like a U almost. It starts up, the dead end starts all the way up the top of the hill. It comes down and goes straight across all the way down, and then turns that way back down towards Shawnee Ave.
knocking that freaking apples down and shit, just having fun.
Yeah.
We always play war up there and all kind of shit. And there was actually another family in the back there. They actually lived right next to the ballpark. Dave, Jen, Sue, and Mary. They have other relatives that came around.
Laura Bell and Jeff.
We were all friends around there.
Parents, not friends.
And then later on, I think it was, I forget what grade James moved from one side of town to closer to us. Yeah, we were always playing, always going up the back, it was called. And there was three, I think there was 3 cement tunnels. They were honestly only about as big as this bed.
Yeah, we found somebody sleeping in one time, camping out. I'm listening. I don't need to be sitting here watching myself talk. I don't need to watch myself talk. I'm just sitting there talking to a screen, so don't mind me looking around. I'm not distracted. I am internally listening here primarily. Secondarily, just looking at my crazy turtle wanting to get out of its tank. Or just looking around.
Probably about 6 feet long, maybe
Because
3 feet wide, 3 feet tall, or no, about 4 feet tall. They were just big, round cement tunnels, but they were, like I said, only as big as this bed. And there was three of them. One, two, three. And we'd always be fucking hanging out there and playing and
go to the tunnels.
chilling. And there were a few times we found bums living in there, and we throwing fucking rocks at them and shit.
Not cool. Stupid kid shit, but not cool. I didn't like doing that then. I knew that was wrong then.
Definitely good times.
No, not really. Being honest. Yes and no. There was...
Well, actually, speaking of best friends, I had one best friend, Laura Carver. I think it was in the summer. It was in kindergarten at the end. I think it was after kindergarten and throughout first grade, when she lived right like 2 houses down from me. I remember I met her brother first in the alleyway.
Hey kid!
And
hey kid!
I was called Hey Kid. I called him Kid.
Hey Mark!
He'd get pissed off. Took him a few times to frickin' instill me. His name was Mark Jowett.
I'm gonna get to
Jersey.
it if I say it.
He pissed at me a few times. My name ain't Kid, it's Mark. Hey Kid. He ended up being good friends with my brother. But Laura, me and her were really, really good friends. We'd be playing with.
It's funny. I searched for Mark. I searched for Mark for over 10 years. I think like something like that. Yeah. Since dial-up days, early 2000s, I've been looking for him online. All that time, I was spelling his name M-A-R-K. That's why I couldn't ever find him. It's M-A-R-C. That's how he spells his name, Mark. I've never seen it spelled that way, or even written that way, that I could recall to even think it was M-A-R-C. I always tried to search for him with M-A-R-K. I never found him. I literally found him on Facebook after like 20 years of searching. Now, obviously on Facebook, it wasn't around. This is before social media. I mean, I was looking up searching on AOL dial-up and stuff like that for people you used to know, stuff like that. So it took over like 20 plus years to find him, all because of one stupid letter. And as far as the sister, why I got along with her so well, because she was one of the few. There was no performance. I mean, yes, even as children, I was aware. There was not directly, but just the ease of the authentic interaction with another person, in an honest, authentic participation of a way. Playing in the dirt with her in the field, in the baseball field, with cars in that sandy dirt. And just hanging out, just like two good friends. No fighting, no arguing, no ego, no identity, no bullcrap, no confrontation, no negativity, not even making fun of in a joking way that could be taken insultingly. Just two kids completely hanging out and being together authentically. For me and the people I was around, family, friends, schoolmates, acquaintances, people around town, it was never that. I've had very, very little of that my whole life. And anybody that ever was like that with me, for some reason, they never remained in my life very long. Not that they escaped, like they had to get away from me, but, like, again, childhood and teens, it seems like a lot of people that moved into town, that's probably why, because everybody people think they get to know you, and then they treat you one way. Again, I was the shy, quiet one growing up, so everybody thought I was weak. I was the bullied one, picked on, and yet I was only quiet and shy because I was suffering from all the disruptions externally from me, from those around me. So it's like I was internally aware and suffering, which is why I was an easy target for such worthless negativity. Again, children, bullying each other in ego and identity, all that crap. Which, yeah, I did it. I was guilty of that too, but not in such a malicious way, even as ignorant kids. I mean, why the hell do even kids bully another person? Well, basically, you don't understand or know their value of their being, of their person, who they are. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I didn't really completely recognize that as a kid because I was mean and bully some to other people too, just not as much and not regularly as the people around me were to me. All right, you know what? This is only halfway. Let's go.
Cars in the dirt in the field and shit like that all the time.
Yeah, there it is.
We were really.
Now I'm not joking. I've never watched this before. Any of them.
I had a lot of fun.
So anytime I say and I literally say it right after I say it, after I unpause it, I don't know what's coming from there. I don't know what I said 8 years ago. I'm just saying what's coming back to me, what's being excavated within her. You know what I mean?
And hang out with her. I remember that. Always just playing in the dirt together. Just good kids. Good clean fun. Good dirty fun.
Cut it out, Pickles.
We were,
No.
Well, the only kids, we were doing something we shouldn't have. And well, I'll just leave it at that. We doing something we shouldn't have together. We're just stupid kids fooling around. And I remember My brother and her brother told my dad right in front of me, "Oh, they're doing this." My dad was like, "So?"
Basically, children being physically curious and exploratory on each other's physicality. Boy and a girl exploring, yeah, too young of an age.
It's like he didn't care. Most
He
of the time, I got my ass
didn't.
kicked for the dumbest shit.
He actually seemed kind
That
of proud of me.
that
It was
stuck with me.
funny.
I was surprised that, like, wow, he didn't give a shit. Oh, but they ended up moving back to Jersey. I don't know when. I mean, I was so young. I didn't comprehend time or the calendar, the year, and the passing of time. Who gives a fuck about that when you're a kid? You just want to play. Then I remember Mark came back and slept over, I think, once. And then Laura came with mom or whatever to pick him up. That was last
What? Stop asking. I'll let you know.
time I
Sorry.
seen him. I think I don't know, that was definitely in elementary school. I haven't been able to find him online either. Mark Jowett and Laura Carver. I got along with them really good.
Still did. Well, him online. He kept getting banned though, but I deleted my personal account.
Yeah, that's actually one of the few families that
Yeah.
I was around as a kid and I never had any problems with. None whatsoever. They were never assholes to me for anything.
And I know why. Anything, and I'm stating this as fact. Anything I did wrong, even as a stupid, ignorant, literal child, I was condemned by everybody who knew or ever heard other people. Oh, he did this, he did that. Every little thing I did wrong or anything that you could condemn an innocent child from doing, I was. Like one thing, I think this was before even kindergarten. I got some poop in my underwear. I took it off and threw it underneath the friend's porch that lived in the back. Again, it was knock it off up there. Sound like somebody messed with the doorknob. All right, where was I? Oh, yeah. You know how many times my own kids have had whatever you want to call it, accidents, pooping their pants as kids, even into elementary school, all three of them. Accidents happen. They've had diarrhea accidents, they've had regular accidents, and yet why was I just completely degraded for a child just being a child? And yet, every example of something I did wrong as a child, I was judged, ridiculed, and condemned on anything and everything anybody knew, and regarding any negative thing that they could use against me to belittle me, bully me, or have just a negative outlook on me. For what? Just a stupid, ignorant kid? There was never any teaching, there was no any education, nothing. It was just condemnation. You know what? I'll say it flat out, like my own mother. I remember, again, and I'm pretty sure I say it in there, I would poop so big as a kid, it hurt. I never told anybody. But what would I do as a stupid kid? I would try to hold it in. And obviously, you don't succeed all the time. And sometimes you make a streak in your underwear or something like that. And instead of like my parents sitting me down and talking to me or something like that, I get punished for it. Like I was doing wrong, but they weren't helping me and explaining to me what was wrong. They were just telling me, you're doing this wrong, and they weren't inquiring. They weren't asking one single question. Why? The most important question of all. Why? Why is that happening? Why is he doing that? Why? No, that wasn't even asked. It was just condemnation. But one thing my mother did in front of my friends, so-called friends, and my siblings, she told me, no, she took it, she rubbed my own underwear as a child, crap, she rubbed it on my face and made me sit on the couch in front of everybody with crap, my own little crap smeared on my face for I don't know how long in front of everybody. That's the kind of people I grew up around. No, I don't have a victim issue, victim issue, or no psychological issues from that. The only issues I have now from all of that, all of those kind of people around me my whole life has simply been the absence of harmony. That's the only thing of my entire life influencing me from it. That the opposite kind of people have never been primarily in my life. The people that have your back, that lift you up, that encourage you, that even if you're having a hard time yourself and you're down, they don't condemn you for it. They help, encourage, comfort. If somebody's already in a negative state, no matter what it is, what does adding more negativity do to it? It only makes it worse. Unless the person intervenes themselves and helps himself, negativity on negativity only breeds more negativity. So if somebody's having problems, what's condemning them going to do? It does nothing. Nothing at all. No matter what somebody does, they are ignorant of the underlying value of what they're doing wrong and what they're distorting. You don't condemn for that.
I was never disrespectful to them. Everything was fine. That's how every kid should have friends. There's no freaking bullshit. Let's see. This is this long. I'm gonna have to freaking break this up.
Long? No, this is nothing. I'm like, come on, man, you're taking too long. You're talking too slow.
Yeah, speaking of time, I bring
54
my phone
minutes.
up here. I don't know what time it is, how long I've been doing this. I don't give a shit. I'll but try to think of anything else before I get done with
This isn't really that good.
the ball.
I'm just saying it right now. This one,
I'm just doing this on the fly.
that's why. I'm not used to it.
Freaking trying to remember specific stuff. I'm 35. Trying to remember the
Now
specific
44.
stuff from that long ago and put it in order, any kind of order. It's like, it's hard. I mean, yeah, I should have written it all down and prepared better, and why? I'd rather just sit in front of the camera and just go at it the best I can. I mean, nobody finds that entertaining, then I'll just skip through all the dumb shit.
I'm trying to.
Okay, this is interesting, and stop. That's what I do.
That's what I've been doing too, but I don't miss anything.
I think. Fucking parents. I'd always get yelled at because I'd always go to school dirty. I mean, literally my arms and my hands would be freaking just covered in dirt. And just kid dirty. I'd always get yelled at and freaking
Give me
told
give me
to
a
go to the
soap,
bathroom and wash up.
bar of soap. The teacher would give me a bar of
That was
soap.
embarrassing, even in first grade. Because, I mean,
See, that's pathetic. Again, that is exactly how I grew up. Even then, even in first grade, I was aware of the condemnation of normality. I was a kid, authentically being a kid. Am I responsible for my own anything? First grade, do I have the mentality to make sure I shit, shower, and shave before I go to school? Make sure I put deodorant and cologne on? Make sure I brush my hair and everything? No. I was condemned for my family, my parents' family, and those around me's failure or lack of doing anything for me. Again, I was the unprepared last child. How much younger am I to my brother? 4, 5. I think 5 years younger. I think 5 years younger than him. 7 years younger than my late sister. So I was unprepared, unwanted. I was left to my own devices. They've already done everything. So to do that to a kid and then for me to be condemned from other people, my own age or parents or older, whatever, that is sick for other people to even be that way, even kids to be that way. Oh, he's a dirty kid. It's like, I don't want to know a kid who isn't. Like, that shows they're having fun. They're more living than pretending or performing. They care more about doing than, having fun and just being a kid than, I gotta be clean, proper, and fit in and show off and all that societal bull crap. I was even dressing myself more in elementary school than my parents were. And then I'd be condemned for it. It's like that doesn't make any logical sense to me. It's like even kids that judge each other because their parents are poor because they're wearing, cheap clothing or something like that. That used to be normal back in the day. I guess less now because so much variety is available of, all different affordable prices. Back then it was basically if you weren't wearing expensive stuff or, if you were wearing anything dirty or ripped or anything, being a kid, you're condemned from it, even from your own classmates in elementary school. That's how messed up my environment was. Elementary school kids bullying you because you're not wearing the most expensive name brand jeans, or your clothes are dirty or ripped, or you any reason at all. There is no. I mean, it's how do you condemn a kid? They're not. I never picked up clothes to impress anybody. It was like I picked up clothes. Is this nice to wear? Is it clean? Is it ripped? Is it, okay to wear? And that was it.
Parents should have taken care of that shit. When I send my kids to school dirty, or they're dirty or they're clothes, hell no. You don't do that.
Kids don't know better. That's as simple as way I can put it. Kids do not know better, and yet why was I condemned, bullied, negatively projected on for not knowing? Now, the question now is me being aware from within of all that happening, should I have been even able to do that as a kid? I know mine don't think that way. Mine haven't operated that way. They've just been natural kids. Chaotic, destructive too, but I've never condemned my children for normality. They're playing and they accidentally break something. I don't care. If they're roughhousing, carrying on, not listening, and they break something, then I flip.
Remember one thing in first grade, recess. We weren't allowed anything but Nerf ball, soft
Orange,
football.
big orange.
I remember I took my brother's
big orange pigskin football. I was playing catch with it. I bombed it, and it hit the back, the one teacher in the back of the head. I turned around. I started walking. I never got caught. That was the end of the ball, though.
Orange pigskin.
Oh, wow. Same wording, too. Shit.
And I think it was only like the second time I threw, I was playing catch with somebody. I freaking chucked it. It hit a teacher right in the back of the head. See what I mean? It's just like, I'm sitting here thinking of what else, if there's anything else, and it just pops in my head. It's like,
I'm not trying, it just comes to.
Just written down, I was gonna come up with this shit. Yeah. That's why I'm doing this on the fly, because, shit'll just, boom, pop up in your head. I'd rather have that on camera than have it pop up in my head and I'm gonna write it on paper, or maybe it won't even pop up in my head on paper. When I'm writing it down, preparing for this. No, I ain't even doing that.
Because then it becomes, that's when it becomes performance. When it's, if you write it down, that's why I don't even try to think or contemplate on it, anything I'm going to record on, because I want it to be authentic. I want it to be fresh in the moment, not performative.
I still remember the. I still remember the. Get that picture in my head now. Just a fucking neon orange football. Boom! Hitting her right in the back of the head. She didn't turn around immediately, so she didn't know who threw it. So I just played dumb. I just fucking walked away, and that was it for the football. I never seen that football again. I never heard anything about it, which means I didn't get caught.
Nope.
That was good. Oh, I remember. We had two or three. No, two, three, or four first grade teachers.
And I'm already, boom, refreshed. That one, she had dark curly hair, she had I think almost like a microphone head hairstyle. That lady was so nice. I got a red-haired slider named Pickles next to me that wants to get out of her freaking tank, because I've been taking her outside lately and letting her walk around the yard. Now all she wants to do is get out.
The first one, I think she ended the year too. She began it and ended the school year. She was a fucking bitch. I remember one time she got in my face yelling at me, like literally like right here.
Miss Reese! Miss Reese!
She was ugly as hell, and she freaking
looked like a rat.
Stank, man. Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then I had Miss Opherio.
I think one. No, the student teacher was second grade. I remember one lady, she had dark curly hair. She was the sweetest, nicest lady possible. That was the only time I actually behaved and did my schoolwork in first grade. Actually, yeah. Actually played a good student.
Got my first A too from her.
That lady was cool. I remember that. I remember like really enjoying just.
I think it was on conduct, though.
Nice, positive person teaching,
which says a lot.
No yelling, no crap. Just a nice teacher. I said reflux. Same thing in second grade. When the student teacher was given the reins of the frickin' of the class. Always nice. And they had me participate as well, which I was happy to. Everything started in second grade for me. All the bull.
I just want to point out something personally there. That is the primary influence on me, is my environment and what it contains and what it projects and makes of the environment. You're not coming out. Damn turtle. You fall out of that tank, you're going to crack. Oh, man. Like on one side, she's going to fall out the tank and land on the desk, which probably won't injure her, but she falls on the other side, and there's another 3.5 foot more drop. When my environment is not entirely positive, just smooth, meaning no unnecessary, unneeded negativity, disruption, etc. When I can simply just be, when my environment and those in it let me just be, everything that I do is just so much more and better. Whereas if the people and the environment around me are negative, even now, not right now, but currently, when it's negative, it just shuts me down. It's like a room of broken glass. It's like, how could I dance in this? How could I groove to life? Rhythm. Yeah, just like that one song. Rhythm. You either have it or you don't. But it's like, if the environment is just chaotic, how could you perform very good if it's disrupting of your being? Because that's my orientation. It's like, again, trying to dance in a room of broken glass or trying to do a race in a tar pit. That's how it is to me. It used to just grab me and just suck me down into suffering and leave me there. And then my environment's been primarily negative all my life. So it took me 4 decades to get out of that. Yeah, imagine that. That's an understatement. Existential crisis for 4 decades. And that's an understatement. That's the kind of environment and I was in, but also because of my orientation to being and not self, like primarily people are around me or have been. It's like, I notice even then, even as a child in first grade and second grade as well with the student teacher, when functioning and process and interactions and just the flow of life happen smoothly, authentically, the way it's supposed to, no introduction of negativity for any nonsense reason, I just bloom. Whereas, again, you put me under the sun, I'll bloom. You put me under the darkness, I'll shrink down. That's why even now I am very adamant, I don't know if that's the right word, about my environment. I operate best in a positive environment. And I am pissed because I am 44 years old and I have never, ever had that environment. For whatever reason, I'm not saying I'm innocent all the time either. Either my external environment was negative or I was negative or both. It's like, that's messed up, man. Like negativity, disruption, it's all one-sided. And its only value is information after the, well, information. It's like there's no justifiable reason for unjustifiable negativity. Even justifiable one isn't really that. Like, you don't need to be negative, you can just be neutrally expressive. Or just expressive if you're the victim of negativity and you're just, informing the person, hey man, you're making me feel like shit. Anything like that, it's fine. But like, again, judgment, ego, bull crap, just, it doesn't do anything at all. Again, even school kids about the clothes they wear. Even as a kid, I knew, like, I'm a kid. I don't work. I don't go to the store and buy this shit. I don't know any better. Why am I being judged for it? Why am I receiving such projected worthless negativity for something I'm innocent of and ignorant of? It's unjustifiable negativity that has no reason for even being or expressing. Sure as fuck not onto another person. What comes of it? More negativity, more worthlessness. Yeah, I value the information, the lessons, etc., but after the fact, it's like, well, what was the point of that other than that? None at all. It didn't bring forth anything except disruption and information. And once the wisdom is, and all that is known and understood, constantly receiving it after that is just pure 100% worthless disruption. It has no value after understanding the information of it. It has absolutely no value at all anymore. So why is that the primary? Like, why is that been the primary thing around me? I don't know. That's what I said. Like, it's like viewing people as internally operating and being that way deliberately even is like, how are you doing that? It just brought more suffering. Thinking everybody was internally operating that way and then deliberately being that negative and cruel, etc. And it's like, even as a child, it's like, how are these people like this? It was always so disturbing. I'm never going to get done if I don't shut up.
Shy. I mean, I was fucking bad.
Shy. I'm going to keep this playing, but I'm going to the bathroom again. I'm listening. I was very shy because all I was receiving for other people was primarily negativity. So I was always guarded and hidden against that. It wasn't I was scared of people. It was I was protecting myself from the projected negativity of worthlessness. Gotta go to the bathroom. Again, sorry, I don't know where the pause button is on this recording software. So
I was bad shy from second grade on. Like, really, really bad. So, I mean, and then those teachers just being that nice and then participating in class in front of all those people, I didn't mind it. I actually enjoyed it. it's just weird how much a positive attitude can, how much influence it can have on other people. Not being a prick, just being a positive, nice, decent person. Cool, collected, not a freaking asshole. Even at that age, it had an influence on me. But all the hell started in 2nd grade.
It's funny. Look at what I already knew back then, what I just said. But I didn't understand it completely to that depth. I understood it, just not. Excuse me. I understood it, just not in the bigger picture. I don't know. I don't know. I just, in a lesser way, I knew it. I
I don't
apologize.
even want to get into this, but you know what? I'm letting it all out there. Alright, fuck it. I think it was
Yeah, my brother.
single digits, around 5 or 6 years old.
I already know what's coming.
To just put it blunt, I've always shit
Yeah, here it comes.
big enough to sink the Titanic.
Yeah,
All
logs.
my life.
Clog the toilet.
Especially
I used to get
growing-
yelled at.
I mean, I was shit such.
My mom used to yell at me to chop it up with the plunger because it would literally half the time clog the toilet.
Logs. I mean, it freaking hurt to go to the bathroom. It hurt. I never, maybe I could have, maybe something could have been done.
I never told anybody.
Obviously, something like that. I don't know. I never.
There, I was condemned more than encouraged to seek out help or anything. So I never told anybody back then of that issue. Which again, I probably could have gotten help for it. Stool softener. And then it would have resulted in less bullying because I would have had less problems, less incidents. But instead, with all the absence, all the negativity, and all the bull crap, I didn't have anybody to go to. I still don't, which is funny. I'm doing this all on camera, putting it publicly for the entire fucking world to see. And all this that I've expressed in any video I've made since then, on my own personal bit, on my being, on me, I haven't and can't share it with a single person that I know. Because there's always that projection of themselves. Even if you're describing yourself to another person, they're always flipping it. Like, I've never sat with anybody who was completely open before. Sure as hell not as open as I am. Somebody could sit across from me and tell me all the embarrassing things from their entire life. That doesn't determine who they are. So would I think less of that person? It depends. If it indicated their person, who they are, is a bad person, then what is presented to me, honestly, as I observe it, whatever you show me is what it is. Whatever presents itself is that it is. I've never had anybody I could just sit and just talk like this. And yet, I'm doing it on camera for anybody and everybody to see. That's sad. That's cool, but sad as shit at the same time.
I never told anybody. I never told my parents. I never told the doctor nothing.
Hey guys.
But I would try. I would literally try not to go to the bathroom. And like I would sit down. I would like literally sit on my foot
Yeah, I've already.
and stop my. I never technically shit my pants. Trust me, if I did, it would
Yeah,
be a
there'd have been.
freaking. It would have been a log.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about no freaking no little shit. I'm talking like literally. It was painful to go to the bathroom. It was that freaking big. So if I technically shit my pants, like if I actually went like a diaper went, no. There ain't no way anybody would do that unless they were freaking in diapers at like
again, I'm
1,
just
2
being a
years
stupid,
old.
just kid being a
Or 3
kid.
in my freaking, in my
Well, not-
oldest case, which
Again, I was just being a kid, but the people around me and the environment I was in was not appropriate for the type of kid I was. Or any type of normal kid for that matter, because every wrong was condemned and not inquired or helped or supported. Just straight condemnation.
autism. He knows how to go to the potty though. We take him, but he don't always go. But because of that, skid mark, dirty underwear and shit. Of course, everybody fucking knew. Everybody found out. I remember. I
was going to point out, when I get to a point, my brother brought up something, and my best friend at the time took it to school. That's the kind of environment, the people I had around me. Where my brother, I'm just going to say, my brother makes a nickname to make fun of me, and my best friend takes it to school, and I'm bullied, and that's the only name every person, except maybe one or two, knows me for, and is bullying me from second grade all the way through eighth grade. And as a kid, that is eternity. That is what the people around me who are supposed to matter most, that's who they were. And that's who they were to me. But again, thank you all for the information and the lessons. And I genuinely mean that.
what, 5? This kind of family members I had. I remember I was down my oldest sister's house, Christine. She lived.
Oh, this is sick. This is
quarter to a half a mile.
This is
down the
sick.
street from us.
This is some sick shit. I'm saying it right now. Like, this is the kind of people I grew up around. This is sick.
I was always playing with her son. And I remember laying on the floor in between the couch and the TV. And I fell asleep. But I woke up I didn't move. I just remember her telling her friends. She was there with her friends on the couch. But
I was laying like I am right there, but, laying down on the floor in front of the TV, facing the TV, like I am there, but laying down, and my head on the floor on my arm or something, and they were on the couch about three yards behind me watching TV, and I fell asleep on the floor facing the TV watching them, so they didn't see me wake up. And then what did my sister, my family say? It's sick. It really is. But that was then. I'm talking about then. That's not now. That's sick. I'm just saying, this is the kind of people that were around me and how sick they were. Imagine this level of sickness being your environment when you're operating from the orientation of your being. Who I am. Not performance, not societal freaking orientation, not how I fit in with other people. I don't give a shit how I fit in. I don't want to fit in. I want to be all of me and just be that. Because anything that doesn't align with that will just bring disruption into my life. Even a narcissistic, cheating wife.
I woke up. I didn't move. I just remember her telling her friends. She was there with her friends on the couch behind me. I was only 5 years old. 5. I remember her saying to her friends, well, I was right there on the floor, a little further than the camera is away from me. You see him, he shits his pants.
5 years old. 5 years old. How pathetic is that? My kids have had freaking poop in their freaking underwear till they were older than that. But that's just normal kid shit. Like, how pathetic is that? You got your little brother that is literally old enough to be young enough to be she was old enough to be my mother. I'm on the floor sleeping. They thought I was still sleeping. She's there with her new boyfriend because her husband they were separated for a time, and somebody else. And she just sits there and just randomly just says to them, starts making fun of me. Yeah, he shits his pants. I'm 5 years old. 5. 5, 6. How utterly pathetic is that of an environment for a freaking kid? I'm not damaged goods. Going back on, again, always the environment being negative and bullshit. That didn't damage me, that educated me. Educated me on what matters and what doesn't. What should be brought out into this life and what shouldn't. What has value and what doesn't. Positivity and negativity. The only damage that has done is give me a yearning through and through every fiber of my being to just have a normal environment and people in it. I just want the people around me in my life, it's all I've ever wanted all of my life, is just normal, authentic people. Not introduction of negativity, disruption, and bullshit. Like that. Chill. I gotta find the pause button on this.
There's a brake!
What?
There's a brake! Our fire trucks!
So look out the window and keep it down. Again. Watch it from upstairs quietly, please. I'm almost finished. Sorry, man. I can't. I gotta, unless I want that little button to be on the screen, I gotta find a way to pause this.
I will never, ever, ever forget that.
Forget? No. Forgive? Yeah.
She was, what, mid-20s at the time?
Me? Never forget the information, but forgive the weight of it all, the disruption, because if it's not present, the only one carrying that nonsense, that influence, negativity, that weight, is the person themselves. If it's not relevant anymore, do not make it relevant. So even for decades of primarily being around negative, disruptive, nonsense people, that amount from being from a point of view of being and not just a superficial performance of self, that's a lot to forgive, and yet I embodied that. I forgave it all, and it went from information and weight and suffering to just information of itself.
At least. Let's see, yeah, she is. Yeah, something like that. Your early mid-20s. I'm careful, I'm only a half-brother. What kind of fucking piece of shit says that at any age? To somebody who's literally right there. You think they're sleeping, but they're still right there. Right there on the floor in front of you. And you're gonna say to your friends, yeah, he shits his pants. I mean, if you want to be technical, no, I never actually did. I just tried not to shit at all. Because it fucking hurt so bad. Which I still shit the same, but it doesn't hurt as bad now.
I'm sorry, honestly.
Piece of shit says that, man.
This first one's too much contemplating.
It's one of my fucking early bad memories.
Stop! You're not getting out.
Now the worst part.
I'll shut that light out and put that top on there. You won't get any light.
One thing I wasn't sure if I
no heat lamp
here or not, because that brought me so much hell. Because of that, I'll be doing that. My brother gave me a nickname.
Here it comes.
Brother.
What I said earlier. That was my environment.
Yeah.
Those were the people in my environment.
Hope it's coming clearly, sound-wise. My brother gave me a nickname. That so-called best friend, that first friend Mikey I made, he took it to school. And that was it. That nickname, that was my name from 2nd grade on. My brother made it up, and my so-called best friend and first friend started it. Took it to school and, basically spread it around. I dealt with that from 2nd grade all the way to 8th. Which, that might seem, 6 years, that might not seem that long. 7 years, technically. From the beginning of 2nd to the end of 8th. That might not seem long now, but as a kid, that was an eternity.
Oh, same word too. Nice. That's shocking.
I mean, the hell I was put through. I was bullied so much. I was made fun of so much. Because
For
of
no
my
good
brother
reason.
and my so-called best friend at the time.
For no justifiable reason either. That's why I don't bother with anybody from my
I had
past,
that
really.
reputation with everybody, that nickname, that freaking... I mean, I was shunned by everybody. I was made fun of by everybody. I never had really any friends. That's why I say bad friends. Everybody, and they've never changed either. Oh yeah, my wife's starting. Here you go. That's my wife. She's having problems with the kids, so she wants me to frickin'. I don't bother her when she's doing anything. But yeah, those so-called friends, you know, at home, or no, when we weren't in school, they were around. They were always around. In school, I didn't exist. At all. Ever. 2nd grade to 8th.
See, that is simply more societal bullshit. Where that whole nonsense of popularity and whatever makes you popular and everything, all that crap in school growing up and all that, that socializing nonsense. Is again, everybody knows that shit, and yet think about it. Stop and even intellectually think about it for a moment. What does any of that even produce? What comes from all of that nonsense? Again, like treating a friend better, but not very good in private, but always less around more people. And again, in school, there's the most people, so even my friends outside of school were more strangers to me than in school, or they were more strangers to me in school. Oh, what, embarrassed? Because I was the poor kid and the bullied one, where if you hung out with me, then you'd receive the same? It's like, how is any of that, how is that normal? How is all that bullshit even normal? It doesn't make any sense. What comes from all of that? Like, I remember school, it's like all the kids with successful and rich families, they were always the one with opportunities and popularity and friends and nice things. And it's like, and then they're pedestalized. And it's like, that's still not who the person is. I knew this as a child. How is it the opposite? What good ever comes from those dynamics? That's those social dynamics. It produces negativity, and that's it. And when that is primary, it's wrong. Negativity should never ever be primary of direct influence. Natural occurrences, authentic occurrences, it is what it is. You can't argue reality. But for humanity and its social aspects to create those environments to make them normal, it's like and the ego and identity is primary for the majority. Well, that's exactly why. People believe all the nonsense is who you are. This body, it's not who, or you know what, it's not who I am. It is how I am. It is simply where I am and how I'm living within this physical reality. I am the one within this, determining what it does. Mistakes happen. Nothing. Not everything that I express through physicality determines or dictates who I am. If I have a negative reaction to somebody, and if I lose my cool from being overwhelmed, and I be a dick, does that mean I'm a dick? No, that means I'm being a dick because of the situation. Justifiable or not, that it does not determine who I am. And yet, look at the endless nonsense out there. From what I've witnessed, it makes no logical sense because it doesn't serve anything good. Just disruption.
I did not exist to them. They didn't sit with me at lunch. They really didn't talk to me. I mean, literally, the only time I think we bullshitted was like getting off the bus in middle school. I mean, recess and shit in elementary school, I was one of the last ones picked. I mean, I was always picked on and beat up. You know, from all that, I was beat up by everybody.
Quiet.
Speaking of like classmates and friends, I was beat up by friends. I was beat up by strangers around school.
Are you done?
No, man, I said be quiet. Almost done. I want to comment on that real first. Nobody has ever physically beat me up. I'm not saying I am. I mean, I've been beat on, punched on, I've been jumped by a freaking room full of people, ran away, beat on some more, ran away some more, got put in a hospital with a concussion, and yet it wasn't the physicality that ever primarily hurt, is all I'm saying. You beat on me, I feel the physical pain, but that is not what is influencing me to beat me. It's not the physicality beating me down, it is what is behind it that always beat me down. Because majority of the time, 90%, any real fight, fist fight I ever got into as a kid growing up and stuff, even to young adulthood, I never initiated it. I never did anything deliberately to deserve it. So, from my being point of view, I'm being assaulted. They're justifying what they're doing to me, hurting me to my being, and the physicality of it is secondary. So what suffered for me, as far as getting physically beat up and everything like that, I was the kind of person that started crying. You call that a crybaby. Except I know why I was crying. I knew back then even, but I never said it. Because you were labeled a crybaby. Why I was crying when I'd get beat up as a kid or get bullied or even words. Quiet. It was the disruption to my being, the negativity, the anger, the hatred, the why is this being projected and done onto me when I'm not intentionally being negative or disruptive or attacking anyone else. If anything, I'm usually reacting. You're going to be grounded. So, I'm just leaving this in. It was always my being that was suffering. The physicality of it was secondary. That's why I was a crybaby growing up, as they call it. Why I cried, I get beat up, I throw up a ball and cry. And so I was internally suffering more than I can handle. As far as, say, getting beat up, even knocked out, it is what it is. I'm not stronger than everybody in the world. Somebody out there, many, many people can kick my ass. I don't care about that. Quite frankly, if I'm defending life, there will be no low that I will go to defend life. Positivity, all that, If somebody breaks into my house, I don't care what they are, who they are. I will do anything and everything to defend life, no matter what it is. And I mean that literally. Even if I have to jump through a third floor window, through a plate glass window to get somebody out of my house, even if I'm going to die hitting the ground, I will do it. I don't care. It's like, by whatever means, I don't care. It has nothing to do with physicality. Like, if it comes to defending life, you're going to have to put me down. Other than that, just a regular confrontation, fist fight. And I don't care. Like, why does it, there's that ego and the self-centered crap again. It's like, what do you get from lying like that? Like saying, I'm the toughest in the world. No, nobody is. Somebody could beat the shit out of anybody else at any time. Nobody is greater than everybody. So why should I care about that kind of nonsense, about physicality?
Freaking, my brother used to freaking beat the shit out of me for stupid shit.
Tongue's all messed up from punching me in the back.
He found my feet hideous, so anytime that
obviously I got scars.
Shorts underneath the covers, if my feet
I got scars all on my tongue, side to side from biting my tongue, getting punched in the back and stuff. I don't know why I'd stick my tongue out. I don't remember.
Were sticking out of the covers, and he could see
Beating
them
me
in
up for
your
my
hand.
ugly feet.
He
How
literally
stupid
punched the
is
shit out
that?
of me for it.
Your feet are ugly. Get them out of here. Boom, boom, boom.
Now they're kicking my door. I'm not done yet, so I'm not stopping.
Oh, I'm getting there because I'm getting.
Myself. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is good enough.
Not really. This
But
is actually not very good intro episode.
yeah, I mean,
But it got better, says the analysis.
I was always a big kid. Like, not really. I was skinny. I was tall as hell. I mean, in elementary school, I was the second tallest kid in my class, in all the classes. Middle school, I was in the top 10. And as much as,
One thing I'll point out too, I remember clearly, even as a kid, getting in a fight, receiving that from my being, that disruption, negativity, attack, for no justifiable reason. Again, if I did something to deserve it, I deserved it. It didn't bother me. I mean, it bothered me, but not as much. But even fighting back, I always held back because I didn't want to share the same suffering that was being given to me. So honestly, not by 90% of the freaking fights I was in growing up, throughout my teens, early 20s, I always held back. Because unjustifiably hurting somebody, why? It doesn't do anything. That's why I always say my negative side is my reaction side. I react very negatively to constant disruption.
they're kicking the door. As much as I was beat up, I was never physically. I mean, I was never physically, like. They never physically defeated me. It was all mental and emotional. I was beat up.
Deeper than that.
And so much.
It was deeper than that. I'm just not aware. I'm just not aware that it is not the layer of self. Again, I'm still thinking delusionally, thinking everybody is internally operating the same. So growing up all the way through my singles, teens, 20s, 30s, early 40s, whenever I heard, like, intelligence, emotions, I'm thinking that's the word for what's happening internally of me. I didn't have the vocabulary for the deeper understanding that was actually happening. Because again, I was just being normal from that point of view. And when everybody, again, most of the people around me are self-centered to a point, their orientation is the self first. Again, your little function of society, how you fit in, what others think of you, how you look, how you act, how you sound, how you talk, blah, 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 blah. What you see performing here is like a fraction of who I am. The things going on internally are too much and also too fast to just bleh, spit them out or act about, express them out. So, again, when you think everybody's operating the same way, I never sat until a year and a half ago and really self-reflected and self-analyzed.
Emotional trauma throughout my childhood. I'd get beat up, and I'd be
The emotional trauma was secondary from the trauma of being.
crying and shit like that, and then I'd curl up in a ball or shit like that. I remember one time, like, just one example. I think I was like 13, 14. Just as an example.
George?
And we were drinking.
Oh, James, punch me in the
was
nose.
sitting on the couch talking on the phone.
I was showing off or something.
I was showing off somehow. I started kicking the couch in front of him. And
You kicked me in the dick. Accidentally.
I guess I missed the couch and I kicked him in the nuts or something like that. I forget what it was.
Punch me in the nose.
I
Knocked
missed
me
the
right
couch,
out.
I kicked him. I don't remember because I just remember getting punched right in the freaking nose. Just blasted.
I didn't fall down. I went down on my knees.
And
I was like, what the fuck was that for?
I just remember just fucking the blood gushing. It fucking hurt. I
Pop
was
right in the
just
nose.
What the fuck was that for?
I haven't watched this before.
He's beating my ass up a lot.
It was a meathead.
And that's the worst
Ego out the ass.
I didn't cry or nothing. My nose, until adulthood where my freaking nose gets so dry and I get a nosebleed. As a kid, my nose only bled twice. That was the
School locker.
second time I think it was.
Gym
That
door.
was the second time it ever bled. And it was freaking going. He hit me that freaking hard. All I was doing was cursing him. Like, you fucker, that fucking hurt. What the hell was that for?
Because there was no emotion. There was no.
It was all just emotional. I was just.
That example lacked any disruption of being. That's why there was no disruption. It was only self-disruption, the physicality. I got punched in the nose. I was drinking. And I didn't remember why I got hit, so there was nothing there to go on. It was just, oh man, my nose, what the fuck did you do that for? That was it. Again, physicality, it is what it is. Hey, calm down, kiddies. Like, oh, never mind. You know what? Let's just get this over
I was
with.
emotionally a punk bitch. And
Okay, there's a top of my screen. There's an orange light, but that's that's the button for the camera. Playing it went away, and I thought that was a recording. This better be recording, man. If this stopped or didn't start, I'm gonna be pissed.
so that was basically.
I got no way to check it.
My ass kicked so much.
That's what I said.
I was basically mentally and emotionally defeated already, and traumatized for all the shit I've been through my life so far. So anytime I get picked on, I never stood up for myself. I never really fought back.
Mm-mm.
I just
too much. I couldn't handle it. I had too much.
Literally,
too much weight.
Emotionally just curled up in a freaking ball.
I simply began too freaking aware. Snuggles, what are you doing? Cats are fighting. Give me a moment. Don't corner her, punk. Go away. Are you okay, Mouse? Go away, Snuggles. Get out of here. Don't be no chump, man. You hang out, Mouse. You chill out. Look like a scared mouse, like literally. Growling at her and everything. He don't do that.
That was there. I was gonna say something else.
Yeah. There's the mousy girl.
I hate that brain fart. Shit just
Hi, Mouse.
slipped your mind.
You been a good girl? Brain fart.
I mean, that was everybody. Everybody was like that to me.
Man, the rest better be better. This. I don't know. I thought it was
7th grade. It was. I basically
Yeah, this gets better.
didn't give a shit anymore. They
It's
were
just the
calling.
op-
I was answering them like it was my name. 8th grade, I was like hardly ever there. From ninth grade on, I just skipped school so much. I was never ever at school. Never. I'd walk in, get a late slip,
Walk out.
walk out,
Get suspended
Be there
for
for a
10
week.
days. Do it
get called in the
again.
office, get suspended for 10 days, come back, do it again. There you go. Oh, I think.
Well, this is long. Holy shit. You've been doing this since 10:30. 2.5 hours?
Coming out so far. I don't give a shit.
I
You know,
apologize. I was going to get done at like 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, you fucking people want to talk about bullying nowadays. You have no fucking idea. No idea.
Don't care. People will be as aware as they can be or as they will be.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy anything in school for a long time.
I never enjoyed anything there except for first and
There's
second
one
grade.
classmate, 5th grade, freaking our field trip to Baltimore, Maryland. You had, I think, like it was like 3 strikes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it was either
Chris.
3 or 5.
Yeah, another freaking
Basically, you get in
two-face.
trouble that bad enough, you get a strike. And you get.
There's another one. Kid Chris moved into town, I think sometime in elementary school. I got along with him and his brothers perfectly fine. Even hung out, stayed over the house and stuff like that for quite a bit in the beginning of first meeting. I'm hanging out, but as soon as what's it called? A reputation, that bullshit. As soon as they get privy of that, oh, this person's despised by his classmates and his friends, and he's the one you bully and this and that. Then suddenly, I went from being a friend to having just another bully. Like, How unaware and illogical are people? Like, even as a kid, it was like, it seems like I was even more aware than the fucking adults.
All
Jackasses.
the strikes you can get, and you don't go.
5th grade field trip.
Well,
3
this
strikes, you're
kid
out.
had one to go. Only
Put
one
my
left.
pants down.
And I think it was right after school. I think I went to school with crutches. I twisted my ankle the night before. I only needed them for a day. I think it was that. He depantsed me right in the parking lot in front of everybody.
Oh,
I still had
playground.
my underwear on, so I mean, still humiliating me
Everybody-
like that in front of the class.
Yeah, just kid fun. No,
Oh,
just fucking.
but that got him his final strike. He was a dick too. He moved down. He moved down from Edwardsville, a few towns up. I forget what grade.
Somebody trying to get a hold
As
of me.
usual, they first moved down. I hang out with him. Everything was great, buddy, like a good friend should act.
Just like I just
Hang
said.
out with all his brothers and shit like that. They were playing video games and just hanging out.
I remember that.
Then once he got associated with everybody else, and he started acting like everybody else.
Yep, just said that.
Yeah, he's another asshole that fucking picked on me like a motherfucker.
Pardon the language.
Never physically got into it with him or nothing, but he was a fucking asshole to me.
This brother was always one of those nice people, though. I actually named my middle kid after him, Matthew. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if I say it right there, but yeah, that asshole Chris, his brother was one of those genuine, authentically cool dudes. Like he never had. Like, the only time you ever seen a bad side of him is if you really, really, really pissed him off. And even his brothers that were much bigger and were bigger than him even warned not to piss Matt off. He never said one bad thing to me the whole time, to every single interaction I ever had. He never had... I mean, I wasn't, like, buddy with... Like, it was more of a brother of a friend, so we'd go... Some of us, or just me and him, sometimes we go fishing together. Just never really making plans. Just happen to do the same things now and then. But I mean, I never just hung out. Like he came over to my house, or I'd go over to his house and hang out. It was never like that. It was just more of an acquaintance. But I don't remember a single negative thing from him directed at me. Not a single thing. And when everybody around you is being negative towards you, that stands out. And then sadly he passed away in an automobile accident. Shortly after high school, he went into the services, and he was down in Texas. He passed away. I never forgot him, though, because like I said, authenticity just... it speaks for itself. I don't do anything with it. I let it be as it is, and that's exactly why my middle child is named after him. Not him, like, him, his being, the person he was. That's what I named my son after. Not a societal performance, not an identity. The person I witnessed him to be is what I named my kid after, Matthew. My little Matty. Cabbage head. Cabbage! Don't start.
All that
Don't
freaking
start
emotional
teasing.
abuse in fucking school. I had it everywhere. Yeah. freaking even my dad, and my brother beat my ass. Yeah. That's one thing I
Toilet
meant
paper
to
roll?
say. Yeah, he'd fucking. Him and his buddies are always fucking with me. You know, beating me up. And my mom would make candy she'd
Oh,
go to a
jeez.
beauty salon and she'd take candy
Butter
and she'd
rum.
sell it and make it for us. Like
Butter rum
Christmas,
concentrate
Easter,
flavoring.
random shit. One thing she'd always put in
Give
it was butter rum. That little vial, like that big. And I guess when I was a kid, when I'd be sleeping like this.
Mouth open slightly.
Just my mouth, like, just barely open, breathing through my mouth. Not with my mouth closed, I'm breathing through my nose. Of course, what do I get for that? I get butter rum dumped in my mouth as I'm sleeping.
That's
That
nasty.
was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Let me make sure that's still on.
Flavor concentrate.
That was fucking horrible, and that would happen all the freaking time.
Yeah.
That kind of shit was that shit was a normal occurrence for me. I never had, I mean, as far as my brother goes, the only time he ever acted normal, like a normal brother,
Advice.
7th grade.
Where we go? Oh, yeah.
I think that probably boosted my self-esteem. That's when
You
it
gave me some clothes.
That's when
Nice
things
clothes for once.
toned down at school. He gave me some of his dress clothes. I think it was like a cream shirt and white pants, I remember.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Clear example of self-orientation. Again, I don't know what determines that other than the normality, the normal functioning of society that you are introduced to that teaches you, not directly but indirectly by example, the self is primary and your being is maybe at best, or maybe in secondary at best. Because, look at that. I had to go back and remember the point I was trying to make. I get some nice clothes from my brother, and suddenly I got a whole different look, and suddenly there was less bullying. Just like that. And yeah, I noticed immediately. Even then, 7th grade. How ridiculous is that? Suddenly I'm wearing nicer clothes and what? Now I'm suddenly more than I was? No, actually, I was still the same being within. I was still the same person. But when all you do is orient towards this performative crap, just to generalize it, not condemn it. Well, I am condemning it. It's all bullshit for me now. But everything else is that it is. I don't determine reality. I don't tell everything what it is, like what to do or how to be. If I see bullshit, I'll call it bullshit. You don't like it? Too bad. I'm not telling you how to think or be. If I think something is bullshit, if I've experienced it as bullshit, I will call it bullshit. I'm not dictating that for or towards anyone else. This is all expression of me. And so to be treated differently just because I got new clothes, that's dumb as shit. And people boast intelligence, ego, identity, social hierarchy, status. That's not intelligent at all.
And I remember I went to school.
Let's get this the hell over with.
Everybody was just like shocked that, I was dressed
Still recording.
nicely.
Green light.
that's what boosted my self-esteem enough. If I could.
That's one thing. I never tried to fit in or be popular. I just wanted normal, authentic interactions with others. Not the bullying, not the negativity, not the judgment, not the bullshit. It wasn't really self-esteem bringing me up. It was more, suddenly it was a better environment. So what happened? You get more of authentic me, of my being, than me always being defensive inside myself, just being within instead of participating in the bullshit I'm surrounded by.
Before then, I mean, my clothes were dirty. I was freaking dirty as shit.
Yeah, I was just a kid.
I'm trying to think. My parents got divorced. I forget what grade I was in. I think it was in the summertime.
I think this
That's why I
camera
don't
shuts
remember.
off abruptly.
That's why I don't remember what grade I was in.
Parents got divorced in 92 or 93.
Honestly, I don't remember when.
It's getting hot in here. I see. It's now 3 hours, man, and this is nothing.
Yeah, it's basically
Nothing.
how I grew up. Just
I could
freaking
keep going.
dirty and picked on.
This better come out right, man. I'll be mad as shit.
Yeah, neither of them ever dressed me or anything.
Yeah, after
They
kindergarten,
were
I didn't have
just
it.
clothes.
After kindergarten, I have
We were
nobody.
shopping for clothes.
Nobody dressed to me. The only time I went out shopping for clothes is before the first day of school.
Yeah, so freaking. I was always.
If my mother went to the secondhand store, the Salvation Army or thrift store, and bought clothes, I would have had better clothes from there than what I was already wearing to school and stuff. That's how absent I was to everybody around me growing up. Even my own parents.
That kid in school. Well, I didn't care about that shit anyway.
I didn't. Dirty
I mean,
clothes, I don't give a shit.
They never taught me to.
I was just trying to be who I was.
My
I was just trying to be me.
My friends, my family, they never taught me anything.
It's about to
Why
go
I
off.
blame all my problems
Nope.
on
Nope.
them.
No.
Not-
No. Ignorance right there, okay? Self-correction. I might have been more of a victim, but also a victim of myself. Because of such negativity, such suffering and disruption, and it being also internalized so much, I was also my own worst enemy as well because I was carrying it all. Nobody's perfect. Everybody else I grew up around and lived my life around were to blame in their own sense, regardless of reason, but so was I when I'm determined to be the perpetrator of my own disruption as well. My own saboteur. Which again, everybody is both innocent and guilty. Ignorant and knowing.
Bad luck, current problem, but
3 minutes, it'll be off.
other shit. I had a lot of freaking dental problems growing up. A
Yep.
lot.
Soda, acid reflux, no
Man, I'm
parent
still
making me
dealing with this
brush.
shit. Still freaking throw money at my freaking teeth, getting them fixed and everything. The reason I blame them, who's responsible
Well, yeah, that kind of stuff,
for the
yeah.
kids? Parents are. Who's responsible for teaching them? Pretty much everybody that can.
Mm-hmm.
Parents first, and teachers and shit like that. So, as far as teeth goes, I don't ever remember being. I never brushed my teeth back then, as a kid rather.
Nope.
I was never taught to.
I was endlessly bullied for that too. And it's like, think about that. When you're a kid, how can you attack a kid for failing in natural ignorance from the failure of the parents teaching the child? And yet, everybody, even kids my own age, were ignorant of that fact. Well, I didn't think they were ignorant. I thought they understood as well. And yet, I was condemned for it. Yeah, I grew up with freaking rotten, badass, nasty teeth. Because again, all we had to drink was like sugar stuff and soda, regular soda. That gave me horrendous acid reflux. So you add in all that sugar and stuff, and then you add up literal acid coming up into your mouth. That was just disaster. And then not brushing. I don't even remember. You know, never mind. It's just. I always understood, and yet the bullying and everything else I received condemnation from others was like, I already understood it wasn't my fault. I wasn't doing anything deliberately, and I wasn't taught to correct my or ignorant behavior or lack thereof. Again, never asking why. Always just condemning, even a little ignorant child. I honestly wonder what has been wrong with all the people I've been around my life. Where are the genuine, authentic people out there? Like, I'm not even joking. Those kind of people are short-lived in my life. They've always somehow end up moving away.
I was never made. I was never told to. Or my kid, my oldest, 3.5. I think he was 2 when he started doing it himself, like that. Not all day, because that's bad for your. You know, he runs around the house with his toothbrush and they're freaking brushing his teeth all day. And chewing on it and shit like that. Not all day, because that's bad for your gums. But yeah. Even at 2 years old, we freaking taught him.
Still doing it today.
So one good thing, all the shit I've been through.
I'm not carrying it around, but
And now I know what happens when you don't, when you're freaking. Now I know what to teach my kids.
I don't even need to tell them now. I don't even need to tell them. They do it themselves every night.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, this video is all over the place.
Yep. It's not a good one right now. This first one.
But yeah, my parents got divorced. I was.
Not gonna finish.
I remember when my dad was leaving. I remember he came up to me in the house and told me. And I broke down. Even at that age, I comprehended what was going on. I don't know how. I just knew. And I remember I took off up the back fucking crying. I remember I get up to the bleachers. There's some old bleachers right next to the field.
Jesse.
Everybody asking me what was wrong and shit. And I remember one classmate, fucking douchebag. I'm sitting there bawling my eyes out, and he comes up to me and fucking, I think he smacked me in the head or pushed me or something like that.
All right, and that ended right there. Yeah, he came up and smacked me in the back of the head or something like that. Just random aggression, and I lost it. I was about to beat the crap out of him. That's it for this. That's it for that video. I apologize. That sucked. Like, the first 3/4 of that was just getting started. Now, I know, again, having it analyzed and remembering, I know it gets better. So I apologize for this one. And again, I'm not watching myself to watch myself. I'm just, again, this is the first time after 8 years I've watched this. I'm expressing from my being, my point of view. I can only express from there as the example, and that's all I could do. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not dictating anything towards anyone else, not for anyone else, all that yada yada. I keep explaining. So, again, I'm not projecting any of this out there onto anyone else. I am simply expressing my own point of view 100% from me, which doesn't dictate anything or anyone else but me. Anything taken outside of that context are taking it in their own way, which is not my way. So I am not responsible for how it is incorrectly taken. Now let's see if I could stop this. I think you just, I think that works.